Okay, so we'll start in 2 minutes. Okay, so what we have covered in the last class, let us first quickly discuss that, right? So in yesterday's class, we started with basically we have seen two things. One is your Python installation, right? We have discussed about Python installation and we have used Anaconda for installing Python. So Python installation we have seen. Apart from Python installation, we have seen Jupyter Notebook, right? So how to use Jupyter Notebook, right? So the tutorial, quick tutorial, right? How to create a new notebook, how to upload a new notebook, and then how to give headings, how to download files, right? All of those basic things about Jupyter Notebook we have seen. Also, one more thing I have discussed yesterday, that is, anybody remembered what we have seen yesterday? What is the other thing that we have seen?
About libraries.
Yes.
By
So yeah, so we discussed about how to install. What we have discussed, how to install any library in Python, how to install any library in Python, and then what we have seen, once we have installed, how to import and take help, right? Help. So these are the four things. Basically, we have just prepared ourselves for the course. Today onwards, we will be starting the course, right? From today onwards, officially, we will be starting the Python. From the Python content, we'll be starting the course. Again, as this week is completely batch forming week, so we will not go fast. Many of you like maybe joining later. I don't want anybody to miss anything. So we will connect less time this week, and next week onwards it will be a regular class, one hour, right? This week we will connect half an hour, 40 minutes, like that, and next week onwards it will be a regular one hour class. So what all the things we have seen so far? We have installed all the required software, and we understood how to install any library, right? And then how to take help. So far all good. I am assuming everybody has Python in their system right now. Okay. So what we will see today, we will be looking with very simple concept of Python. We'll be looking what is a comment, right? We'll be looking first, we will be looking how to print anything. Yesterday also we have seen. So introduction to Python, right? So the theory part, I don't want to kind of give so much time telling you the theory of Python. I think that you can also learn. So we'll be starting with what is a variable. We'll be starting with what is a variable, how to declare a variable in Python. Then we will see how to print anything. Then we will see very common things like how to give comments, right? How to give comments. And then we will see how to one line comment, single line, multi-line comment we will see. And then we will see something called type conversion, one type to another type, right? Type conversion. And then how to take input from keyboard, right? How to take input from keyboard, how to take input from keyboard. So these are the very basic things. And once today the drive is created, I will be uploading one Python book, and please go through that Python book. Mohammed, you're not able to hear me. Is it clear? Like, am I? Are you guys able to hear me?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay, I think there is some problem with his side. So, okay, so this is the takeaway for today's class. We'll just start with Python and we will see what is a variable, how to convert one type to another type, right? How to give comment, print, how to take input from keyboard, right? These are the basic things we will be discussing. So let's go with the content. So what we will do is first we will come to the Windows and then we will open our Jupyter Notebook, because that is the IDE where we will be coding. So how we will open Jupyter Notebook? So there is Anaconda prompt, Jupyter Notebook, all options. I'll be selecting Jupyter Notebook Anaconda 3, right? So when I click it, I will get something like this, right? So this is the home page. Already we discussed about it yesterday, right? And once I get the home page, I will create a new Python notebook, right? So in this new Python notebook, what I will do is I will create this practice. There are two kind of notes you will be getting. One is mostly the practice note and one is the kind of fair note. Fair note means what? Everything properly placed. Practice means we will be coding here. So the same one practice notebook, entire whatever we are covering till Python, right? Python for Python one notebook, for machine learning one notebook. So date wise the coding file will be in one place. You can revise, that is for your revision, but the fair note will be properly maintained, like heading, everything will be properly done. So this is your practice notebook which I will be sharing after the class. So what we will do first is we will be, this is your session 1, right? This is your session 1. Okay, so what we will learn today, so we will be learning first how to print, right? So how to print, let's understand that how to print anything in Python. How to print anything in Python, I already told you about print function. So in Python, one thing you need to remember is double quote and single quote both are same, that is string. In other languages, character like single quote and string, you have like double quote, single quote is not same. But in Python, double quote and single quote represent string. So if you want to kind of print something, you can write either within double quote or you can write with single quote, right? So I will write first hello Python. So what I will write, hello Python. So, and then shift enter. What is the shortcut for running this cell? I will be using shift enter. So this is my first output, hello Python, right? So this is how I can print anything in my console using print function. Now what is print? Print is a built-in function. Now who can tell what is the shortcut for, and in my class always I will be asking you questions about the previous classes. So you need to be revising the concepts. So who can tell me how to take help for print? Let's say I don't know how to use print. So how to take help?
Tab,
Anybody?
tab.
Yeah, tab or something else. Help with symbol and yes, question mark, right? And then enter, shift enter. So anytime you want to run, you have to press shift enter. So print, you can see the docstring. Docstring will help you to understand everything. So already we know it is nothing but print is a function to kind of print anything in the console. So we already know about it, right? So I will be using print to print anything. It is as simple as that, right? If you're using Java, then you have to write so many code, right? So within main, you have to write system.out.println and all. Okay, so now we understood about print function. So next what? Next we will understand how to give comments. These are basic things, I know for many of you may be very basic things, but I will be kind of covering from scratch because few of you may not be like completely new to programming. They should also understand. So comments. So can anybody tell me what is the purpose of comment? Why we do comment? Why we write comments?
It tells about what we are doing, what that
Hmm.
function does and all.
Yes, for documentation, right? For proper documentation and also for debugging, right? So if I comment any line, that particular line will not be executed by the interpreter. I think in yesterday's class we discussed about the difference between interpreter and compiler. Python is a object oriented language. It is a interpreter based language. Now what do you mean by interpreter based language? Line by line execution. So the debugging and the execution happen same time, line by line. And what do you mean by object oriented? You must be knowing what is object and what is like I told you to at least go through two keywords, that is object and class. I believe most of you who are new to programming have done that homework, right? That is what is an object, what is an class. Can anybody, like this is something out of context but still I want to ask you just to know that you are clear about it. So what is an object and what is a class? Who can answer? Any other programming language if you have used, what is a class and what is an object? Okay, if you don't want to give the
Cla-
definition, that is okay. Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Class is the collection of functions, inheritance, constructor, all these things. And instance is used for call these classes.
Okay, any other partially correct, any other definition, or you can give example. If definition is difficult, you can give example. Anybody?
Okay. Class is the
Let's say, ma'am,
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Any one of you can tell.
so ma'am, class basically the proper definition of class is it's a user-defined derived data type. Okay, and its object that you have created it's equivalent to its instance. So like you can say that you have created a class with the name of car. Car will be having all the properties like it will be having tires, it will be having gears, it will be having engine and all these things, right? And its
Yeah.
instances can be made. Okay, right? We can make like we can make Safari car. We can have
Yes.
we can have a variety of cars. Okay, like we can
Yes.
have Mercedes. We can have you have this Fiat. We can have Maruti and all Maruti Zen, Maruti Alto, and all these things, right? So they belong to
Yeah.
one genre. All these cars they belong to one genre. That genre can be called as class and different instances, right? The engine capacity, the cubic capacity, the number of vehicles that they are having, the widthness of the thickness of the
Yeah.
tire, and all. These things are the object or they have different attributes, right? But they come under
Yeah.
a single entity. That single entity is
Correct.
called as a class, and its derivatives and all they are called as objects.
Yeah, very well explained. Thank you. So class is a template. Okay. Within a class, we design, it's a template. Okay. So we design the attributes, we keep the functions or methods and attributes, everything. For example, like he has given one example of a car model, right? A car attributes. What is the car attribute? Or even a simpler example is, let's say human is a class where we have different attributes. Means what? Your eye, and then your different parts of the body, and then your hair color, right? Those all are the class, human class. Now there can be different instantiation of a class. Means what? Creating object means giving life to the class. Means what? So all of those template so object wise we will be assigning values, right? For example, Indian is an object which has been created from human class. So for Indian, hair color is black, right? Maybe eye color is black, right? For American, right? So hair color is gray. So the different property is like object will assign values to the kind of attributes or methods. We will call the methods in the objects, right? Once we create the object, we can use that object to call the attributes and methods of the class. So these are some concepts you can go through, right? Before we come into this, it will help you to understand better, not now but later, because Python is an object oriented language. Okay, and it is the easiest language ever exist. So if you don't understand Python, I mean it's difficult that you will not understand, you will understand any other programming language, because this is the simplest language, right? All other languages are difficult as compared to Python. So what we are discussing is how to give comment, right? So first thing is single line comment. So how to give single line comment? Hash. So let's say I'm writing print, same thing, print hello. So now this line will not be executed if I'm running, nothing happening. See, before I have written print hello Python, within print function I have written a string, right, which was printing hello Python as output. But now when I'm executing this line, I'm getting nothing, right? Why I'm not getting nothing? Because it is not executed. It is a comment, it will not execute, right? The interpreter will treat it as a comment. Any comment means that that line will be ignored, that line will not be executed. Okay, now if you want to write some, now in Jupyter you have all of this facility to give headings and all markdown. If you are a PyCharm user or Spider or VS Code or Atom or some other ID, Notepad or something, there you will not find this markdown available, right? So what you have to do is you have to use this kind of single line and multi-line comments to give for proper documentation. For example, this is the code for comment. So you can write text, right? You can write text. So this hash will work two in one. It will help you to uh, it will also help you for proper documentation, not especially in Jupyter but in other IDs. Okay, so that is single line comment. Now how to write multi-line comment? So in Jupyter so basically single line and multi-line comment, so there is a easy way. So what you can do is whatever lines you want to comment, you just select that. Let's say print and this two line I want to comment. I have highlighted, I have selected, and then press Control and slash. If you press Control and slash, it will it will be multi-line comment. So every line will be hash as. So actually hash is single line for single line, but if you select highlight everything and then press control and slash, then that will be multi-line comment. Except Jupyter for multi-line comment, you can also use 3 times this mark also you can use, right? This also represent multi-line comment, right? This also represent multi-line comment. So within this quotes, within this whatever you are writing will be multi-line comment. But especially in Jupyter, it has a special meaning. This is something which is very kind of different in Jupyter. So I just want to highlight this. So except Jupyter, in Python, single line comment is hash, multi-line comment is this quotation mark. 3 times you need to give this quotation mark. Within that, whatever you are writing is called multi-line comment. Everything will be commented. But in Jupyter, this 3 times double quote is not multi-line comment. Then what is this? Any idea? Anybody has any idea? Any Python user? What is this? This is called spatial string. This is actually a string. I'll tell you what is the difference between 3 times double quotation and only string. What is the difference? This is called spatial string. So if I run this, see, I am running this, and if it is a comment, will I get this output? Answer is no, because if it is a comment, this line would not have executed at all. Are you getting? If this line is comment, so for example, if I'm removing this, right, this line is now a comment. If I run this, I will not get anything. Because why? If a line is commented, means that will not be executed by the interpreter. But here, if I give 3 times this quotation mark, this is not a comment actually. In Jupyter Notebook, this is not a comment. This is a string, spatial string. Now, what is the meaning of spatial string? It will preserve the space. It will preserve the space means what? Let's say something I'm writing here, and then here I'm writing here, and then I'm writing here, and then I'm giving some space and writing something here, right? And everything, if I run this, can you see this? This is not throwing me error. With proper spacing, it is preserving. The space is preserved, right? All of this space, here there is a space, here there is a space. It is preserving the space, and it is treating it at a spatial as a spatial string. If I remove this, only double quotation. So I told you in Python, double quotation or single quotation is called a string. But is it a string? Answer is no. So you will find error, end of string error, EOL error, right? Invalid syntax. So you will get error. Why error? Because this is not a string. This is a string. Or else you have to write /n, new line, right? So the new line will be treated as new line, or it will be considering the spaces if you write your all of your text within 3 times double quotation mark. This is something I just want to tell you, because most of you will not be knowing. Even if you are using Python, you will be thinking in Jupyter also 3 times double quotation means multi-line comment. No, here it is special string. Except Jupyter, everywhere 3 times double quotation is multi-line comment. What is this? This is called multi-line comment. Maybe I can show you, right? Let me start Spider. This is another kind of ID. Let it start. In the meantime, we'll discuss this. Right. In now the next question is how to give multi-line comment in Jupyter. Then if this is not multi-line comment in Jupyter, how to give multi-line? So I told you, right? You highlight and then you highlight and then control slash. Okay. So let me copy this, right? Or maybe let me write it. So I'm just, let's say print. This is spider. This is another ID. Okay. So print hello, something I'm writing. Okay. And then what I'm writing is again one more line. Let's say print something else, right? Just to show you how it is working. So what I will do is I will write 3 times double quotation mark. So what I told you in all other lines, this is a comment. Can you see? This is also has been written within 3 times. So what is this? This is called multi-line comment. Everything, whatever I'm writing within this 3 times is called multi-line comment. If I run this, this is the run command. If I run this, you can see it has been executed, and I'll not get any output obviously, because this is a comment. Means what? Interpreter will not execute. This is not a string. Okay, is it clear? So the difference, everything is clear. Comment is clear, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay. Now we understood about print and comment. Next, what we will see? Next, we will see something called variable. Now, question to you. What do you mean by variable? What is a variable?
Nothing
Variable
but a
is nothing but
placeholder.
a
Yeah, placeholder. Okay.
variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, the meaning of variable, if I go very detail, right? If I go very detail about variables, so what is a variable? So here in Python, a variable is nothing but a memory location which holds the variable holds the reference to the actual location. So I can explain you through an example. Okay, let's say here. Okay, what is a variable? Okay, so no need to go so much detail, but still I thought of giving you a proper definition. So let's say if I'm writing a equals to 5, right? A equals to 5. So what do you mean by a equals to 5? So what exactly happening, right? So let's say this is the memory location. What is this? This is the memory location. Let's say this is some address. Let's say this is 1024, some address, right? Which contains the value 5, which contains the value 5. This is not a variable. You must be thinking this is A. This is not A. A is another memory location. Let's say this is 2024 or some memory location, and this memory location contains the address which contains the real value. So basically this is A. A variable contains the reference. A variable is actually a reference point. So it contains it is a memory location which holds the address where the actual value present. That is a variable. So A equals to 5 means this. And if I write B equals to 5, if I write B equals to 5, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So what will happen? B is another memory location. Let's say B is 3024. This also represent the same, right? This also holds the same reference. So this also holds the same address, right? If you write C equals to 5, yes, C equals to 5 also can possible. Another location, right? So everybody is pointing to this particular location 1024, which contains the value A. Okay, so that is a proper definition, but for our easy understanding, what we will understand is variable is something which is nothing but what? Variable is something which is a storage. We can understand in a simple term, right? Storage of value that we can understand. For our understanding purpose, we can think like that, like this, but in reality this is what a variable is. Now in Python, we all know what is a variable, but in Python, a variable is little different than other languages. Okay, so I will write something, you will tell what is the difference, because I know many of you have used other programming languages. So I will write, you will tell what is the difference. So if I have written, if I will write A equals to 5 and then run, it is not giving me any error. So is it okay to define a variable like this, or some difference is there? In other languages, how you used to define or assign values to variables?
Then we need to declare a data type.
Sorry, please mute your background noise is coming. Yeah,
So
yeah,
other
you are
language
going.
we need to. Hello, hello.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
In other language, we need to declare a data type, like int a is
Yeah.
equal to 5.
Yes, exactly. So data type is mandatory, right? If I do not give data type, if I don't mention the data type, variable will throw me what? Error. It is mandatory. In Python, no need to type, no need to give the data type of your variable. So I can write simply A equals to 5, and let's see what happened, right? Let's check whether the interpreter has taken A as variable or not. So there is a function in Python called type function. Which function? Type function. So type of A will give me what is the type of A, right? Which type? So one more thing to understand, let me write it. Let me write here. Very, very important point. So what you need to understand is everything. What is this? Everything in Python, everything in Python is an object. Maybe later class, maybe tomorrow we will discuss about this. Now we have some other topic. So remind me, I'll tell you how we can prove it. Variable is object, function is object, everything in Python is an object. Okay. So this type function, what is this type function will tell you what is the type of that object. So this object A that I have created, or if you're confused with object, let's say this variable A which I have created, what is the type of this variable A? If I run this, you can see the type of variable A is integer type. What is the type? Integer type. From where? Who told interpreter it is integer type? Have I mentioned? No. Right? The interpreter will automatically take the type based on what kind of data you are assigning. If I change 5 to 5.5, what will happen to the value? What will happen to the type? It will become float, right? If I changed 5.5 and then within quotes if I write, that will become to a, that will be changing to string, right? So whatever value I am assigning, based on that value the interpreter will automatically assign the type of the data. Now this is easy for us, but in reality there are so many drawbacks also. This is not very good kind of programming practice, but this is easy for us, at least for a programming kind of user friendly. I can say it is user friendly. Means what? At least for us it is easy. So many errors we will be doing while defining the data type, but here there is no chance of doing any error because you are not doing anything, just pass the value and type will be taken care by interpreter. This property is called what is this property is known as? This property is called dynamically typed. So Python variables are dynamically typed. So whenever I'm saying dynamically typed, this is what I mean, right? Python variables are dynamically typed. Other where you have to give, that is not dynamically typed, right? So this is how I can create a variable. I will assign value. No need to give the data type. Type conversion means what? Once I have defined my variable, one type to another type. Can I do a change one type to another type? So what are different types? We will discuss about data types in tomorrow's class, Python data types. We have different kind of data types, native data types like int, then we have float, we have number actually. Within number, we have different types, right? Like integer, float, complex number, different numbers, strings are there, data structure like list, tuple, set, dictionary, string, advanced data structures, arrays, numpy, data frames. Python data structure is huge. We will be discussing that, right? But what I'm telling you is the type is not our headache. It is the interpreter's headache to define, to assign, right? So one type to another type. How I will change the type from one type to another type. For example, a equals to 5.5. So what is the type now? It is string. What type I want to convert? I want to convert a to float. Right? So I will write float because I want to convert it to float. So I will write float of a. So if you write float of a, you will find that a is converted to 5.5. So I can assign another variable called b, which will hold the float value of a. So what is b? B is 5.5. So what I have done right now is called type conversion. This is called something called type conversion. So one type to another type, right? So one type to another type. Similarly, but it should be compatible, right? So I can, if I write, let's say hi, do you think I can convert it to integer? Will it work now? If I do,
No.
no, right? Because we cannot convert a string, which is a text, right, to a number that is float, right? So if it is compatible, yes, you can do type conversion. But if I write 5, or let's say if I'm writing 5.5, and let's say if I want to change it to integer, I can write int, right? 5.5 is a float. I want to change this to integer, int of a, and now you can see 5. So Python is very simple. Okay, Python is very simple language, very simple syntax. There is nothing much complicated things present here. Syntactically very simple thing. So what we have seen so far, we have seen three things. We have first seen how to print, how to comment, and what is a variable, and then we have seen type conversion. So I will pause here, okay? And please tell me if you have any doubts so far, or all good.
Ma'am, just one thing I want to know, ma'am, like here we have written a equal to 5, suppose. Then in the next line, if you write a equal to 6, so will that thing work here? What is this called? Means dynamic allocation of, or whatever is it called, ma'am? Like you can change the values of the variables at runtime.
Yes, yes.
Like
Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah. You want to change again, you want to assign
yeah,
A to some other
yeah,
value. Yes, that will work. So, okay, let me do that. So first, A was, so it will take the latest one. So first, A value is 5.5. Now I changed A value from 5.5 to high. So 5.5 will be replaced with high. So initially here, if I type, right, if I call this type function, A is a float type. But once I have changed to this high, now A is a string type, right? So I can assign multiple values to the same variable. Based on what is the
okay.
latest value, the variable will be assigned, like the interpreter will be assigning that particular data type based on the latest. So if I am writing 5.5, type is float. If I am writing high, type is changing from float to string. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, Now, so once we understood about type conversion, variable, dynamically typed, right? All of this thing, we will be understanding one more thing, that is how to take input from keyboard, right? That is something which is important sometimes in the coding test, especially, right? You will be they will be asking you to take some input from the keyboard, right? So taking input. So how, okay, so I'm not using this head. I will tell you this, right? Jupyter trick. I hope everybody has gone through that recording. If not, let me tell you. So what you need to do is press escape, and then press 1 for heading 1, 2 for heading 2, 3 for heading 3, 4 for heading 4, 5, 6, right? So more and more hash you will give, more and more smaller heading you can create. So basically it is helpful for creating main heading, subheading. One second. I think one of my student is waiting in the lobby. Give me 1 minute. I have to share the link with him. Not able to join. Okay, or maybe I can share. Okay, so okay, so I'll pause here. So what I was saying is heading, right? One hash means one heading. So for example, this is heading one, first heading. 1 second, right? And then you run it. This is heading one, and then escape two means this is smaller heading. These are basic things I think you already have gone through, just I'm quickly telling. So why this is helpful? Main heading and then subheading, and then under that again more subheadings. So this is helpful for giving subheadings, right? So you can see the size is reducing. So these are Jupyter tricks. So if you know the Jupyter tricks, it will help you to create nice documents. Okay, now next thing that we will understand is how to take input, right? Take input from keyboard. So take input from keyboard means what? I will ask you to enter input from keyboard. Once you have entered your input from keyboard, then I can take that input. Okay, so let me give you one example so that you can understand. Let's say I am asking you to input your number of experience, how many years of experience you have. So there is a function called input function. Which function I am using? Input function I am using, and within that you write the text that you want to print in the console. So the text, let's say enter your year of experience. What I'm asking the user to enter? I'm asking the user to enter the year of experience, number of, enter your year of experience, right? So then if I run this, and whatever the user is entering, that will always be a string. Even though I'm entering number from my keyboard, let's say 5, 6, 4, whatever number, that will be a string. right? Whatever I'm entering from keyboard will always be treated as string. I will hold that string in a variable, let's say b, or maybe experience. Experience is a variable which is holding whatever I'm entering. So let's see, I have not assigned any value to experience. I will run this and it is asking me to enter my experience, and you can see the program is executing. It is not completed. Star means executing. I will enter my experience. Let's say I am entering some experience. Let's say I'm a fresher, so I'm writing 1 year and then enter, right? And then you can see what is present within exp. Exp is a variable, so you can see exp is holding the value that I'm entering. Now you can see, as I told, is this a string or integer? Which value it is? Exp, string or integer?
String.
Right? So even though I have entered one number, even though I have entered an integer number, that is 1, it is actually a string. So always remember, in interview questions, most of the interview questions I have seen, they will ask you to enter something. So whenever you're entering, if you're entering a number, you want it to be a number, always what you need to do? How to convert string to integer? Can you help me writing the code? What I will do next?
Type function.
I think,
What is this? What is this, ma'am?
yeah. So you can type conversion you can do, right? So what you can do is, I think, I don't know who, but I think some of you have a very bad internet issue or something, audio problem. Okay, so what I can do is I will change the type. So it is in string format. What I will do is integer, int of exp, right? And then I will hold it. Now if I again see what is exp, it is integer, or a better way is here only you change it, right? Integer, whatever you are like holding, change that to integer and then store the value. This is something which most of you will not be ignoring, but actually it is very important, because you need to understand that whatever you're entering from the keyboard will always be a string. And many times if it is a number that you're entering and you want it to be a number like age or experience or something, then you have to convert it to integer and then store it in a variable. So this is how you can take input from keyboard, right? This is how you can take input from keyboard. Again, these are basic concepts. We are understanding all of this, taking input from keyboard. Okay. Okay, so we will stop here. So as I said, we will go half an hour, and normally I cover Python core little faster and then go to NumPy pandas module. In detail, we'll be discussing, but we are going slow because most of you are new to the course. I don't want to rush, and also the notes and the drive is not yet shared. So like recordings and everything like will be available in 1 or 2 days, right? So that's the reason I'm going slow. And once the drive is created, I think within 1 or 2 days, once it is created, I'll be loading many things in it. Once we completed till least tuple set dictionary, I think in 2 or 3 classes, we'll be able to reach there. You will be doing the assignment. I will be giving coding test, data structure coding test. One is from JP Morgan, one is from other startup company called Laurus or something. It is a military based startup company in US. So that's the coding test I'll be giving based on what? Based on data structure, least tuple set dictionary. But we need to reach to that level first, right? Before we go to the assignment part. So this is what it is. And if you want to prepare and come, tomorrow's topic will be, what we are going to see tomorrow is called loops, right? We will be looking loops. Loops means if, else, and while loop. Followed by, we'll be looking functions. These are the major things. Function and also lambda expression. Okay, lambda expression. So function, lambda expression, loops. In loops we have while, for, if loop, while, and for loop. Right? So these are the things we will be discussing tomorrow. Okay, so I'll pause there. Any doubts so far? All clear?
Uh, Good evening, madam.
Yeah.
Hello, madam. I
Yes.
have a question. That how to know how many types of functions are there in Python?
Oh, no, no. So function we have not started. So don't ask me any questions which we have not covered yet. So wait for tomorrow's class.
Okay, is there any APIs are there? Like Java, we have API. In the Java API, we can find the list of classes are there, list of interface are there, a list of methods are there, and many things we can able to search in the APIs of Java. Like the same way, is there any APIs are there for Python?
No, each library, yes, APIs are there, but what I think yesterday I have told you, right? So each library we have dir method. So that dir method will list down all of the functions, attributes, whatever is present within that module. Okay. So
DIR?
for
DIR.
dir of
Okay.
dir of the module name. For example, yesterday's class you can see, right? Yesterday
Okay.
we have discussed. So dir of, let's say, math. So if you write dir of math, you can see all of the functions, all of the things that is available within that particular module. You can see it. Okay.
But how can we able to know what is the math function is there or what is the classes are there? How to know? Is there any techniques is there to know? Just you have told us that dir of math means everything you can able to find about the mathematics functionals. Like the same way, how can we able to know that like mathematics, math functions or something like that? How can we able to know all other functions are there?
All other functions, there is something called library for each
Okay.
particular thing will be, yes, will be actually calling or using one library. I think yesterday I told you how to import
Okay.
library. Anybody
Okay.
remembered how to import a library? What is the command I told you yesterday? Anybody attended yesterday's class? Any library, how to anybody remember?
Pip
Import.
install.
Import and
I
import.
think
Again.
yes, after, yeah, so after installation we will be using import, import command, right? Import that library. So no worries, okay? We just started. We are going to
Hmm.
import hundreds of functions we are going to use, and tons of library we are going to import. So if you take any project,
Okay.
if you take
Okay.
any
Okay.
project, right?
Okay.
You
Hmm.
can see how many, let's say take this project, right? See how many this thing I'm importing, how many packages. See, this
Okay.
is even
Okay.
smaller actually. Everything, pandas is a package library, numpy is a library, matplotlib is a library, seaborn is a library, scipy is a library, sklearn is a library, right? Even it is smaller, the list is huge, right? So multiple, we will be doing many times, we'll be importing all of this. Okay,
Any
Okay.
so
any
Okay.
book, madam?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Data science
sorry, I
book.
could not. I will upload everything. So once the drive is created, right? So I will be uploading everything there.
Okay. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I
Fantastic.
will be
Hmm.
sharing many things like cheat sheet. I will be sharing books and then assignment, coding questions, quiz.
Mhm.
Obviously, we will be connecting on Saturdays, right?
Okay.
And if I am doing any project, then data set and then solution. So most of the projects we will be doing. It's not like data set and solution sharing. No, I don't believe on that. So projects we will be doing. Okay. So
Okay. Okay.
in the Saturday's class we'll be connecting. That's the reason project is very important. And
Hmm.
it's like me who will be giving you one example, and
Hmm.
following that example, you have to do other projects.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
syllabus will
Syllabus,
be
I think,
created.
is
Yes. Yes. We
syllabus.
got the syllabus.
Yeah, I think syllabus you can go through.
Yes.
That syllabus I actually prepared in a hurry. So many things I think I told multiple times, but the content will be same here
And
and
which
there.
tool
Some,
you use? Which tool we use in the
which
data
tool?
science?
Python. Everything is Python.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Yes, everything is
Okay.
Python here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, madam. Okay. Okay.
no
Okay.
problem.
And
So
another such like Spark and Hadoop. This
no,
integrate.
those
Pandas.
are those are big data tools. Okay. So those are actually big data tools. So this is Python. So you can go through the syllabus, right? You will understand what has been covered and what will be covered. So you can see line by line it will match. Actually many things I have not written, but I will be covering. So today is 13th October, right? So you check once the batch is completed. Mostly it will complete on time, right? On time means exactly after 2 months it will complete, provided my health is okay. If my health is not okay, then definitely I'll take some break, but otherwise it will finish on time. And once it is finished, you can check line by line. I will tick 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 every word, every keyword I will tick tick. Okay, so line by line everything we will cover, whatever is there in the syllabus, and in the same order, right? You can see first is core Python, then NumPy, then pandas, then visualization, then two quizzes, and then one project, followed by statistics, and then machine learning, one algorithm, one project, second algorithm, second project, third algorithm, third project, and then deep learning understanding, one project, NLP understanding, one project, and then finally a capstone project. And then the last class, resume, interview preparation, and everything, followed by the demo recording I will be sharing after pandas class is completed. So you have 1 month time to kind of go through the time series, additional bonus lectures, right? Time series, outlier, those things. And on Saturday's class you can ask if you have any doubt. So the same order, same thing, everything line by line we will be covering word by word.
How much algorithm will cover?
How much or
Machine
how many?
learning.
How many
How many?
means, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So how many, actually I have mentioned almost like many algorithms in linear regression, logistic regression, and we have we have linear regression, polynomial regression, ridge lasso, right? And then we have logistic regression. What else? Random
ANN.
forest, decision tree, k-means clustering, right? Bagging, boosting, almost everything we are covering, followed by deep learning, ANN, and then NLP, right? So it's a huge list. And also this is the classes that this is what we will cover in class, but I will also give you recordings where we will be covering PCA, and then time series. This is important: time series, PCA, and LOCI. This is outlier detection algorithm. This is a pure data science syllabus. So if anybody wants to come to AI, this is the best syllabus you will ever get, and in the interview you will remember me, because whatever they're asking, that will not be new to you. You will be knowing it. Okay,
I
so they
mean,
will
interview, what do you prepare? Most of
so
the.
yeah, so this is what we will prepare, right? So once we complete the syllabus, we most like the coding things that we will practice from day one. So it's not like last day only we will prepare for interview. I'm giving you assignments, coding tests. So when you go to interview, should not be a you should be prepared what kind of coding test you can, not exactly the same question obviously, but similar question you'll be practicing starting from data structure. So almost like 5 to 6 quizzes, assignments, and 3 to 4 projects. Along with that, we have interview questions and resume preparation tips. So the tips means what? Basically, I give real-time project examples, what all projects I am doing. So, and based on that, I will help you writings, how to write a project, right? So those kind of things I will help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the same course, if you go, it is in lakhs and in 1,000, 50,000, just because of the certification. I told you in the initial classes, every institute is now tie up with Texas University, foreign universities, and just because of the certification, and just adding additional courses like SQL and Tableau, I think which you can learn yourself. There are so many content available, so much content available for learning SQL and other stuff in internet. But actually the core concept in interview, actually you will not be asked SQL or Tableau. As a data scientist, I'm telling, as a staff data scientist, right? I have a 8-year experience in this. I am telling, nobody is going to ask you. Do you think they will ask you SQL questions when we have like ocean of concept, like so many algorithms, so many to ask? Do you think anybody will ask you SQL? If they are asking, means that is not a data science role, maybe for data analyst or data engineer role. No data in science role, in no data science role I can give you in writing. If it is a pure data science role, they are not going to ask you any question, even in the coding test from SQL. If they are asking, you can tell the basic things. I think select query and all you can answer. Advanced, you can directly tell I don't know, but I can do it in pandas, Python. So that is okay with them, right? So if they will not even ask, even they're asking, then you can tell like this. What they will ask you, grill you, is machine learning, deep learning, NLP, statistics. These are the concepts for data science. These are the major concepts. Okay. Python is helpful for clearing the interview coding test. Nowadays, 15-year experience also, if you're applying, first round is coding. So without coding, where you will know, second round will not even selected. So coding, Python will help, and rest all rounds will be what? Rest all rounds will be theory and your project experience based on deep learning, ML, statistics, everything. Right? Is it clear? So these are the major core concepts. Okay, and Python development is also not needed. So as a, like, they are not going to ask you Flask questions or Django questions or oops concept or class concept. They are majorly focusing on pandas, numpy questions they will give you, and I'm showing you the questions. These are the real questions, right? They will ask you questions on the concepts, like what is this, what is that, based on ML and DL modeling questions they will be asking. Okay, that is how the interviews are going to be, and real time experience. Nowadays, 3 rounds. One round is coding, second third rounds are based on your CV and based on some technical questions. Last round is HR round, which is a behavioral test. So real time data science questions they will be asking, like, you have this, your team member has this, you have a conflict, how to resolve it, such kind of questions. Behavioral, how you handle stress at place, those kind of questions. So which I think you can handle, right? So nobody is going to ask you SQL questions. So why you have to spend so much money and R? Who is going to ask you R questions in 2020? Everybody is migrating to Python. So why you have to waste 2 months of time learning R where industry is not requiring R, right? I have seen uh, last 2 years back, R has tremendous importance. But in 2020, there is no point spending 2 months, 3 months, 4 months time learning R, because everybody is migrating to Python. I think you also know this. Python is the most popular language. So in this case, why you will waste 2 months of time learning R, 1 month of time learning Tableau, 1 month of time learning SQL? That 4 months is not needed. Instead of that, if you learn advanced deep learning modules, advanced, let's say, computer vision modules, that will help you to reach. So you need to first understand what is your goal. I think most of you are new. That's why I'm repeating multiple times. You sit one day and think for 2 hours where you want to see yourself. If you want to see yourself as a data scientist, this course, along with this course, yes, somebody asked me about Spark. Yes, Spark is important as compared to SQL Tableau. So think about as a normal the data science life cycle. What you will do if your data is huge volume? So if you know Spark, definitely that is good. Spark ML library is important. But apart from Spark, SQL, why somebody needs to know SQL when the data is unstructured or semi-structured? If it is structured, why that come to a data science team? It can be handled by other team members who know structured data, right? Even though it is coming to you only for data extraction, you need SQL. Same with no SQL, only the data, if it is there, you have to understand how to extract. Tableau. So who knows today Tableau? Maybe if you change other company or other team, they will be using Spotfire. And if you're a data scientist who know deep learning, Tableau is just a matter of hours. You can learn Tableau in hours. So 2 hours, 3 hours, one day is enough. And they will give you training. Once you get the license, Tableau itself, the Tableau will give you training. So I think free of cost. Once you get the license, you can get the training. Why you have to spend so much learning Tableau where it is drag and drop? If you can code for scatter plot, can't you just drag and drop X and Y, right? So that is what the industry is looking. So while you are checking the content, check carefully what is there inside that content. Is it data science or it is kind of mixed of many things? Are you getting? So I'm just telling you. So take separate course. What I'm saying is data science, take data science course, right? Data analyst, take data analyst course. Data engineering, take data engineering. Don't mix up everything and you will be confused and the quality of the training will not be good. Many things just surface level you will be knowing. Major problem is you will not clear interview, because in the interview, data science means they will ask you ML, DL, NLP, statistics. These are the major 4 modules. Is it clear for all the new joinees? What I'm saying making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I can give you in writings. Nobody is going to ask you questions from Tableau or SQL in data science interview, right? If you know that is good, nobody will tell you bad. But in interview, what is your intention to get a job? To get a job, what you need to do to clear the interview? To clear the interview, what you need to do to learn the concepts, what is coming in the interview? Okay, so accordingly you prepare yourself. Okay, okay. So let's connect tomorrow, and we will continue with the rest topics.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. One thing I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
What would be the duration of this intermediate course, ma'am? 1.5 months or 2 months?
No, this is previously there was less topic and it was intermediate and advanced. Now there are two courses. This is data science course and one is specialization course. Specialization course is for someone who completed this course, because you will blame me. You will not understand the specialization course if you are not clear on ML and DL basics. So this course is for expert level of ML, intermediate level of DL and NLP. So this course duration will be almost 2 to 2.5 months. Uh, let's say 2 months plus, and the timing is every day, Monday to Saturday.
So, if one wants to learn data science from the scratch, this course is not recommended.
This course is the only course which is recommended if you learn from scratch. Because the
Okay,
specialization
okay.
code will not help you to learn from scratch. That is from where you
Yeah,
left,
yeah.
right? There it will continue. Right? This is the course which will help you to learn data science from scratch, from Python, from that level.
Okay, ma'am. And what would be the duration of the specialization course once this course ends?
Again 2 months.
Okay, okay.
That is
So,
two
and what
months.
would be the fee structure? Would you be able to tell that?
The fee structure for which for this course it is 22K. For specialization course,
Okay,
it will be, I am not sure, looking at the content, right? Based on what I have to decide the course, what we were given, what we were giving, right? We are changing that. So in the advanced course before, the course fees was 15K and the duration was 1.5 month. So if the duration is less, the see, all depends on the number of hours, right? Number of hour depends on
okay,
number of content. Okay, so so basically, if it is 1.5 months, the course fees will be 15K for the specialization.
okay. So combine 37, and if we pay at once, so would there be any discount?
37 months and the duration will be almost 5 months, 4 to 5 months. Yes, there will be some discount, I guess, or not. I am not sure. So you can check with institute regarding that.
Okay. So in the industry, they're not hiring freshers. There is scarcity of the fresher. I mean to say the hirings are very limited for the fresher data scientists. So pursuing this course, would we be able to fit as for the interview of data analyst, and then later on gain some experience, say 1.5 to 2 years, and then later on migrate to data science role? Would that be okay?
Yeah, I mean, you are more than a data analyst. You are a super fit, not best fit, like
Yeah, yeah.
not just fit. You're a super fit for data analyst, because data analyst actually is a visualization engineer, right? So along with this, if you know SQL, I think most of you can learn SQL and Tableau, as I said. Those two, if you add, you're a super fit for data analyst. And who knows, you may
Okay,
get
ma'am.
a startup kind of companies may take you as a data scientist also, right? If you are
Okay.
skilled, even though you are fresher.
Yeah,
Fresher
yeah,
means
that's
how
right.
many experience you have? Completely fresher?
Completely fresher, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
no problem. Okay, so but I guess nowadays machine learning is there in the, because I was going to Reva University Bangalore to teach machine learning. So this is for a BTech graduate. So nowadays the generation, it is changing, right? So in our days it was not there, but nowadays private institutes are introducing machine learning in graduation level. So I don't know what is the current situation, but according to me, whatever I have experienced, it's little difficult to get a data scientist role if you don't have a master's degree as a fresher. After master's degree, as a fresher, you can get a data science, but with BTech degree, at least 2 year experience is needed. Then you can switch to data science. That is what, according to my experience.
Yes, yes, correct.
Ma'am, IIT Jodhpur has introduced a branch only, ma'am, BTech level branch of, I think, AI or of data science, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, many
BTech
many
only,
are already
BTech only,
introduced. Yes,
4 year course.
IIT, yes, many institutes already introduced. Many institutes. So I think it's a very common course nowadays. You can see AI course or machine learning course is many institutes they have introduced. So that's a good thing actually. And yeah, so I think the new batches which are coming, right? I think because the course is already introduced, they have to hire, right? And as a fresher, if you are matching with the 3-4 year experience level, then why can't they hire you, right? Because that's a benefit for them. Less package and more talent. Okay. So anyway, let's connect tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you.